Good morning, everybody. Here we are on Maui, Hawaii. We're on the North Shore, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about making soil. The world is losing soil at an alarming rate, topsoil, living soil. We're talking about what we need to make this planet function, sequester carbon, grow food, and really take care of it. So I'm going to show you what we got going on the table here real quick. What we have going is, there's Sam in the background. Aloha everybody, it's Eddie from Living Earth Systems, and we are going to show you what we have going here. Leaves, this is moringa leftovers, leaves and wood from the ground. After a few months of throwing that along with some banana peels, some paper, some cardboard, we soaked that in water, we were actually able to create this, which is just this incredible living compost. So if you take this living compost, that along with some of the creatures that live in it, there are several living creatures in here as well as fungi and other things. And in here there is earthworms, out of control earthworms. So we're going to show you, but all of this is going to turn into this, which this is a whole incredibly fertile, mineral-rich, living earth, living soil that we've been able to create out of what would otherwise wind up in the dump. So to be able to share this with you and to let you guys see how this works, we're about ready to launch our class. Our class is going to teach you how to make a cubic yard of soil. You can check it out on our website or our Instagram, or I'm not exactly sure how that works.
There's no link in the description.
But there's going to be a link in the description here. What we're going to do, as soon as I can get this camera out of my hands, then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go through this and explain this out a little better to you. We are here on the farm on the North Shore of Maui, and the soil that we grow, we're able to just put in small grow beds, and we're actually able to grow food all around us with soil that didn't exist before. Soil is made up of a few simple things, and sometimes we take that for granted. Here's the farm in the background. You can see the tea leaf. I don't know if you guys can see the pond or not, but okay, so let's go through this. Hi again. It's live. It's not my best thing, so good morning again. So soil. What is soil made out of? Soil is made out of minerals, organic material, water, and air. So the idea that we could replace some of the topsoil that's being lost on the planet through strategic planning and management, that we can actually take stuff that's going to the dump and contributing to the problem, and we can take all of that water, organic material, those are banana peels, leaves and wood and all that type of stuff, and that basically, we know about compost. That gets turned into compost. Look at that, how beautiful that is. The only thing missing from that to make it a complete living soil, well, there's actually tons of living creatures in here, but as an example, is mineral material. What you see here, this is black cinder. You can hear it, how it hits the bowl a little different, has a different sound to it. This is just ground up mineral material. And then what you have here is the finished product, which we've showed you before. But the idea of taking this material and this material and throwing it in with the worms that we showed you, we're going to give you a little better view of them right here, I think so. They're all going to work their way into the bottom of the pile because that's what they do. Now you can see them as a glob in my hands. So these guys are eating all of that material. I don't know if you guys can see that as well. But this is just earthworms wriggling in my hand. So we're taking these and we're able to put these with the wet newspaper, with the banana peels, with leaves. This is your yard waste. And these guys, along with some other critters that we're showing you in here, if you look carefully, you'll notice there's not only are there earthworms in here, but there's a lot of other critters when I stir it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to dump it right in here because we're all going to be using this later anyway. So you can see some earthworms in the bottom that have conglomerated there. But there's also a whole myriad of other little creatures running around in there. All these creatures work together to break down organic material. They use rock in their digestive system and in their gizzards, and they grind the material down. Why do we want to do this type of composting versus what we call thermophilic composting? Thermophilic composting is hot composting. Most people have heard about that. You put nitrogen and carbon together and it gets hot. This is a chemical reaction. It releases quite a bit of methane and CO2 into the air. So I don't think it's as efficient as taking little creatures, the micro and the macro, having them literally chew down your food, which doesn't reach these high temperatures, doesn't create as much gases, and in the long run, it creates a more stable fertilizer, a form of worm casting that's going to last longer. It's going to provide more nutrients. It's got minerals. It has beneficial bacteria in it. So there's a lot of different reasons. You ask yourself, why don't I just go get compost from the dump? Most of the time, their nitrogen source is from the porta potty. They need nitrogen and carbon to create the hot compost that they're doing there. So I recommend that we take stuff that we would normally be paying someone to take to the dump, yard waste, newspapers, your kitchen scraps. Take all the stuff, make choices. If you're going to get something to go, get it in a container that you can actually compost. Then something that you want to be zero waste, don't waste it. Let's think, take it home, put it with some earthworms, put it with a bunch of these other creatures, and then in the long run, what are you going to have? You're going to have super nutritious, awesome soil that you played a part in building. To me, that's the magic of being able to share this with everyone. You can take that soil and you can put it inside your plants around you on your porch if you live in an apartment. And if you're living somewhere else, you guys can't see this. So here, I'm going to guide you guys around with this. We're both going to IGTV. Here you go. We're able to grow beautiful. These are Cheeto peppers in the background and basil. We grow a lot of different things here. And we're able to grow it out of soil we create. That helps what's around us. And everything else. So, back to that setting here. We're going to set you guys back up here.
And we should mention at the Facebook Live people that we're also broadcasting on IGTV, so
we're
hence
that was
the
the
looking
IGTV
back and forth.
phone I was carrying around. We're super high tech here on our cell phones at the moment. But so the farm here on Maui, we teach about regenerative education. We teach people about changes they can make in their lifestyle that can make a difference in how much waste they put in the landfill. Where their food comes from, building a closer relationship to nature, having an understanding that everybody has a green thumb. We're all given this ability to grow food, and there's a few basic things we have to follow. That's consistency, patience, and what else would that be?
Observation.
Observation, that's right. I was waiting for that. Okay, so why do we want to observe? We want to look at what's going on, and then we can, through years and years of observation, I've actually been able to speed up the process of building soil. Here, look at these guys here. These are your classic roly-poly. Not only do they eat organic material and start breaking it down and mixing it with rock material like the earthworms do, but they also shed their skin. When they shed their skin, there are forms of calcium and creatine and other things that are actually available for other microbes in the soil to eat. So when we talk about building soil, the way that sunlight and plants help with that and pull carbon from the atmosphere, they turn it into sugars. Those sugars they pump down into the soils, and the microbes are able to feed on this. There's fungi material that we know as mycorrhizal cultures that help in this whole process. If you look closely at some of this stuff, you'll see that it has white mycelium on it. That mycelium is actually fungal material that's starting to help break it down. So utilizing things that are around you, indigenous microorganisms, those are creatures that live around you and are already breaking down organic material and turning it into soil. It takes decades for them to do that in the natural order of things. So we have degraded it and destroyed it at like a crazy, alarming rate. How do we turn the table and fix some of that? We fix some of that by being able to observe what's going on, realize that we can take things that we are just wasting. That's why it's called waste. We're taking it to the dump instead of turning it into what you see in front of me right here. To me, it's like a no-brainer. why would we not want to take our waste and turn it into food that we can eat, turn it into lessons for our children, and soil for future generations, which will help solve some of the problems on here. Okay, guys, glad to share this with you. We are launching a course today, which is how to make a cubic yard of living soil. And that is from doing these things right here. We're going to walk you through what your local mineral material is, what your IMOs are, the creatures that live around you that are willing to help in this process, what you can do, and whether you're in a small urban setting or you're on a farm setting, how can I make my landscape serve my environment? How can I serve my environment? How can I serve myself? Better food and build my relationship to nature, along with eliminating stuff that would just be wasted, and let's put it to work for us. So check it out, how to build a cubic yard of living soil. We're going to be launching this today if it's not launched already, but check it out. Check us out on Instagram. We do a lot of cool things on Instagram. We are also Maui New Earth on Instagram, and we are Recenters.org on Instagram. Recenters.org is Regenerative Education Centers. That is our nonprofit where we're taking plastic out of the ocean and we're making it in material that we can use for regenerative farming projects. We also have another thing going on with the worms that eat styrofoam. There's a lot of things that years of observation have led me to want to innovate in a few ways and share it with you guys. So check it out, recenters.org, Regenerative Education Centers, that's our nonprofit. Living Earth Systems is where we are launching our course, how to make a cubic yard of living soil. This is a 6-week course.
Enrollment closes August 30th.
Enrollment closes August 30th.
Link in the description.
Link in the description. I have to use all the right lingo to get you guys to see what we got going. But yeah, our website is Living Earth Systems and recenters.org. So hope to see you there. Hope you sign up with us. If nothing else, we're going to send a lot of really cool information out to everybody. Anybody wants to get on our mailing list. We're not about selling you things. If we have something that'll serve you, great. But we like to share awesome material with you. So you can keep a lookout for our film, Malama Ka'aina. And there's also How to Farm Carbon, the carbon story, teaching people about what carbon sequestration actually means. Yeah, so check it out. Hope to see you guys there. Hope to interact with you. And we're all on this journey together. We can all make a difference together if we really put our heads together and just do a little something. Little parts add up. Aloha, everyone. Hope to see you.